Top 10 luxury cars in the world. Increased degrees of comfort, gear, amenities, quality, performance, and status are offered by luxury automobiles. They serve as both a status symbol for their owners and a brand ambassador for the company that made them. Premium brands have never surpassed luxury brands in popularity. The majority of luxury cars have always been huge automobiles, however smaller, more sporty types have always been made. Sport utility vehicles with off-road capability and compact luxury cars like hatchbacks are relatively recent trends. 1. Rolls-Royce Phantom. Rolls-Royce replaced the largest and most opulent luxury vehicle in motoring in 2017, and our road testers welcomed it with a sparkling 5-star road test shortly after. Owners will adore it just as much for the ostentatious declaration of riches and status it bestows as for the unrivaled feeling of occasion you get when riding in one. Many people won't realize it, but the most recent Phantom is also a complete joy and a rare pleasure to drive. Its superlative comfort and singularly isolating ride comfort can be appreciated from the back seats, of course. However, the car's large-rimmed steering wheel's precision feel and ideal weight, ease of parking such a large vehicle on the road, tolerance for whatever speed suits your trip. 2. Bentley Flying Spur. However, it's not hard to tell that the Flying Spur is now in its third generation by looking at the prouder, more muscular appearance, which largely pulls from the most recent, handsome Continental GT Coupe. A new platform that was co-developed with Porsche and incorporates four-wheel steering and dynamic anti-roll bars greatly enhances the performance of Cruise Junior Saloon as well. Additionally, it improves the cabin's separation from the road and lays the groundwork for genuinely superb driving dynamics. Steering, balance, and grip have all visibly improved. Of course, the 6.0-liter twin-turbo W12 is still there, producing the same 626 horsepower and limitless torque that propels the vehicle to 62 miles per hour in just under 4 seconds and on to a top speed of more than 200 miles per hour. Versions of the Spur with a 6-cylinder hybrid engine and Bentley's lighter, more freely revving V8 are also on the way. 3. Mercedes Maybach S650. The S650 is the new standard-bearer for Daimler's Maybach super luxury brand. It is the most expensive and unique vehicle in what may be the most widely regarded and admired limousine lineup in the world. According to outward appearances, you might mistake it for an S-Class as opposed to a Maybach. This is the outcome of Daimler's strategy decision, made a few years ago, to expand the brand's appeal by adding Halo Maybach models to some of its more mainstream Mercedes passenger car lineups. The extremely rare, Simon Cowell-designed, Maybach 57 and 62 limousines were simultaneously condemned to oblivion. The fact that this automobile is just an S-Class may therefore be both its greatest asset and its biggest weakness. An S-Class might not have as much curb appeal as a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley. But the same S-Class status also grants this vehicle access to all the latest active suspension and driver aid technology, which contribute to its superbly refined, luxurious, and cozy feel. The S650's twin-turbocharged petrol V12, which produces 621 bhp and 737 pound-feet of torque, is hardly audible, and it is outstandingly committed to comfort and good manners. 4. Bentley Mulsanne. If you think that the reality of owning such luxurious vehicles might not appeal to you as much, rest assured that the Bentley Mulsanne belongs to the super luxury category as well. The Mulsanne is a top-tier luxury four-door that is purposefully more understated in look than a particular important British limousine competition. There is nothing like it in terms of material quality, the brilliance and natural appeal of its wood veneers, or the tactile attraction of so many of its fixtures. This large Bentley's motive character has always included a healthy portion of driver attraction. Due in part to its torquey turbocharged petrol V8, the Mulsanne handles and reacts with more vigor and verve, even though it doesn't ride nearly as serenely as some of its closest competitors. 5. Rolls-Royce Cullinan. In response to a substantial amount of Rolls-Royce customers' input that a more daily usable, all-surface competent, family practical model would be a very welcome way to enhance the company's showroom range, Goodwood's Marmite addition to the super luxury car market debuted in 2018. The Cullinan has received enough negative feedback about its design, from all angles, to cement the idea that its creator took a big chance by releasing a vehicle that some have criticized as ungainly and unattractive and others have criticized in much less forgiving terms. This car's interior has just as much to like about it as it has to not like about the concept or how it looks. This is a genuine Rolls-Royce, and its dynamic characteristics include exceptional mechanical refinement, unmatched ride comfort, and superb maneuverability. 6. Bentley Bentayga. The evaluation process for the Autocar road test for the Bentayga was dramatic. Being the first of several £100,000 plus super SUVs to hit the market in 2016, we initially gave it a high rating, with a few caveats, in W12 engine form. Then, in 2018, Bentley stopped selling the Bentayga diesel in Europe amid growing toxicity around diesel engines, obscuring what we thought to be the final iteration of the vehicle. A plug-in hybrid vehicle debuted in 2019, while a V8 petrol variant expanded the model lineup the following year. The Speed, a 626 horsepower, 182,000 pounds-PS to excess, is now available as well. The Bentayga stands out even in this class thanks to its wonderfully plush interior, swell of torque-laden performance, and sense of imperious, singularly enveloping luxury. These qualities might even be strong enough to convince a skeptic who initially opposed the idea of living in a blue-blooded SUV to change their mind. 7. Rolls-Royce Ghost. The Ghost increased access to Rolls-Royce ownership marginally but dramatically by using mechanical underpinnings that were modified from those of the BMW 7 Series. Since the next Ghost will employ the same all-aluminum Rolls-Royce-only platform as the Phantom and Cullinan, it is reasonable to assume that the management's opinion on the decision to use those BMW Group mechanicals now will be considerably different from what it originally was. The Ghost was designed as a car for the wealthy driver, and its dynamic character reflects that, whereas the Phantom is very much a car to be driven. It lends itself more readily to the cut and thrust of daily driving on congested UK roads than its larger sibling because it rides somewhat more tautly and is more nimble, partly due to its more compact proportions. 8. Range Rover SV Autobiography. The long wheelbase, top tier since the early days of the renowned SUV upon which it is based, Range Rover has advanced significantly as a luxury vehicle. The current SV Autobiography is a car that is fully 5.2 meters long and weighs 2.6 tons at its heaviest. It is hand-finished by Land Rover at its Special Operations Base in Coventry. It was designed to fully capitalize on the nascent market for extremely costly SUVs and the great admiration some people have for the Range Rover brand, and it succeeds in doing so admirably. The SV Autobiography is a strict four-seater with lounge rear chairs, around each of which you can arrange a fold-out aluminium tray table. A sliding panoramic sunroof adds to the remarkable senses of light and space onboard. You have a choice of a petrol V8, a diesel V8, or a four-cylinder petrol plug-in hybrid powertrain. Compared to the materials inside the basic Range Rover, the inside materials are also more luxurious and pricey. 9. Rolls-Royce Dawn. Super luxury four-seat convertibles are an extremely uncommon class of vehicle. While Bentley has its Continental GTC and Mercedes has an open-top four-seat S-Class, Bentley formerly had the Azure drop-top. However, throughout the past 10 years, Rolls-Royce has occasionally provided its model lineup with more than one four-seater super cabriolet. The Dawn, the current generation Phantom's convertible equivalent from the smaller Ghost Wraith model tier, hasn't yet appeared, but it's still very much a part of Goodwood's model lineup. When this vehicle was introduced in 2016, the business referred to it in uncharacteristically racial terms, calling it the sexiest Rolls-Royce ever made. 10. Mercedes-AMG S65L. The top-of-the-line performance version of the Mercedes S-Class limousine luxury sedan hasn't seen much mechanical change in more than a decade. You could argue that this car hasn't needed to because of its monstrous twin-turbocharged petrol V12, which generates 621 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque. It is an engine that can accelerate a 2.25-ton, 5.3-meter-long, rear-driven limousine from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds. Keep in mind that this is before the vehicle has truly settled down, found its feet, and started moving. The S65 receives a mention at the bottom of our super luxury class rankings since it is still an unwaveringly comfortable and refined luxury vehicle. It provides a degree of onboard comfort that is unmatched by anything else with comparable performance, and its enormous torque reserves make it so effortlessly powerful to drive that it is difficult to believe how little effort is required to propel something so vast through space so swiftly. However, the S65 is not a super saloon, and its chassis much prefers traveling on smooth, wide roads to testing narrower ones, the latter of which causes its air suspension and stability control to give some thought. But in its element, This car is one of the very few in existence to appear both wickedly wicked and incredibly nice.